He trusted his own son with everything, and the next morning he was thrown out of his own house. Have you ever given your heart to someone only to be abandoned when life got hard? What would you do if your whole world turned against you and you still had to find a way to survive? There was once a kind old man named Edward, living in a small village surrounded by green hills. He had worked his entire life beside his wife, building a simple home filled with laughter, warm bread, and quiet happiness. But time changes everything. After his wife passed away, the house grew silent. Edward's hands trembled while cooking, his back ached from years of labor, and his steps slowed with age. He lived with his only son, James, and his daughter-in-law, Clara, hoping family would mean care. But people change. James spent his days complaining. Clara grew cold and impatient. Edward kept giving love, even when none was returned. One freezing night, Edward overheard whispers behind closed doors. "If he stays here, we'll never move forward," Clara said sharply. "We can't carry him forever," James replied. The next morning, Edward woke to chaos. His clothes, blankets, even his walking stick thrown outside. The door slammed shut. This is my home," he whispered into the wind, but no one answered. Betrayed, he sat on the cold ground with nothing but his dignity. What they didn't know was that Edward had prepared for this moment long ago. For years, he and his late wife had saved small amounts, hidden inside a wooden chest beneath the old barn. That night, with shaking hands, Edward lifted the boards and opened the chest. Hope. With nothing but faith, he walked to the next village. A kind family noticed him, offered warm tea and a quiet room to rest. The next morning, Edward asked softly, "Is there land for sale?" And just like that, a new life began. Edward bought a small piece of land, just enough to dream again. With help from neighbors, he built a wooden home, planted vegetables, raised chickens, and rebuilt his peace. A young boy named Liam often helped him, fetching water, carrying wood, listening to his stories. Kindness returned when greed had failed. Meanwhile, James and Clara's life fell apart. Arguments, debt, regret. One day, James appeared at Edward's door. "I have no work, no food," he said quietly. "Please, let me earn something." Edward looked at him calmly. "Yes," he said, "but one condition. You must not tell anyone, especially Clara, that this land is mine." James agreed. Day by day, he worked harder than ever. Edward never insulted him. He only asked one question: "How is Clara?" One morning, Clara followed James and froze. Edward stood smiling, surrounded by life and abundance. "You have all this while I suffer?" she shouted. Edward replied calmly, "When you finish shouting, speak to me." Then he said quietly, "When you threw me away when I was weak, I found peace when I stood alone." He handed her only a few coins, enough to teach her that greed can never replace respect. Edward lived the rest of his days in peace, honored by the village. His land and home were passed to Liam, the boy who helped when no one else did. James and Clara left the village, carrying only regret. And the lesson is simple. Your value is never defined by those who betray you. Even when life breaks you, patience, courage, and self-respect can help you rise again. Choose dignity over greed, choose kindness over cruelty, and remember, your life is always yours to rebuild.